Love beer and magic? Want to have a few and still make those big brain plays? Now you can. Athletic Brewing offers high quality, non alcoholic craft beers. From IPAs to stouts, they've got you covered. Head over to athleticbrewing.com and use code BTC25 for 25% off your first order. Hello and welcome to Brew Tapcast. I am Tap here for another MTG Arena Festival video. This particular video is the Zendikar World Tour Festival. There will be a bunch of these festivals over the coming weeks for Zendikar's release. In this particular one, we are playing precons. There's a whole bunch of different ones. I really like these types of festival events because it allows anyone without a huge card pool to sort of have a level playing field, experiment with different ones. It doesn't cost you that much. It's 2,500 gold, 500 gems. You get to play as many as you want. You get some nice prizes. I'm not really sure how I like these weird emote things, but they are what they are. But I do like these arts. These alternate art cards are just like, I think they're gorgeous. I love them. Paper, arena, they're just very beautiful. So even if you're not into the art itself, you're going to be having a nice set of decks to play. It's going to be a nice even playing field, and it'll be a lot of fun. So let's look at some of the decks. I'm thinking that I'll probably want to play Lost Skyclave, probably the one I play the most. This looks like it has, because it's got a couple adventure creatures, the Murderous Rider and the Smitten Swordmaster, I think it might be one of the more powerful decks because it's just already got virtually a couple extra cards in the deck. And it's also got recursion through Drana, so as well as... Yep, no, just Drana. So that looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play. You're going to be able to get in with some early damage, maybe with a bunch of knights, pump your knights, gain some life, throw them all a Skyclave on there, which is just a really great card right now in Standard, as is Heartless Act for removal. Dire Tactics, you'll have a bunch of humans. Pretty nice, because it exiles, gets rid of threats pretty permanently. And overall, with a bit of landfall triggers from Felidar Retreat, looks like it'll be pretty good. I like this play pattern. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And it looks like a pretty powerful deck. Another deck that I'll probably want to play is Zendikar's Wild Side. Selesnya Counters is an okay deck right now. Maybe with the meta switch that just recently happened with Omnath banning, it could be a little bit more powerful, although maybe not. Looks like it might be more towards like food stuff, Jund. I don't even know yet. I don't think anyone really knows yet, and that's okay. But it's got the Ozolith. So the Ozolith, I really enjoyed when Ikoria first dropped. We made some videos about that, and it was a lot of fun. It was a Simic Ozolith deck that really just based around getting a bunch of counters on different things, and then you can sack things, or things just die, and then they all go to the Ozolith, and they go back before combat. So it's sort of like this large amount of counters that can have pseudo haste, in the sense of you play a creature the turn before, and then a whole bunch of stuff dies. It all goes to the Ozolith, and the next turn you can throw it on that creature that was already in play the turn before, and just have this huge, massive thing. So this is nice too, because you're going to be getting a bunch of counters with the Conclave Mentor. It just looks like a lot of fun. Oran Reef Ooze will give you a bunch of counters. You can get trample counters. You can get counters from the Great Henge, Turn Timber Symbiosis, this goofy bird goat thing, and then you have a little bit of removal with Colony Ambush, Kolga, Divine Arrow. So definitely a lot of fun stuff to play in these decks. So I think those are probably my top two. We have also a mono artifact deck, which looks kind of like a lot of fun. Some recursion and Dimir. Some just smash things with the Shatterskull Rocks. Social Hour, which is a little bit of a party-based thing. And then a Seagate's Renaissance, which is a Izzet Spells deck. So there's a large variety of different things that you can be doing here. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll probably play a couple of these decks in the video. We'll have some thoughts at the end, but I definitely suggest doing these. The arts, just from the prizes that you get, are gorgeous. And I always like these events. They're you play as much as you want. You get to play with cards maybe you don't have. There are some historic cards in here as well, so maybe that can tip you into maybe going into historic. So that's it for the intro. Let's get into some games now. All right, here we are with the Lost Skyclaves match. We got Hot Flames. 216 is our opponent. Hot Flames. Hopefully not too hot. All right, we are on the play. Don't have a black source. Don't have a MDFC to get into a black source. We had a bunch of things that rely on that. So I think we're gonna have to mulligan here. Looks a little bit better. We can still curve into some things, although looks like it won't be that great. I think we'll probably play the Venerable Knight first. We don't need a Drana right now, so we'll throw that to the bottom. We may run into another 1-drop, so let's play the Venerable Knight. Not sure if that was the right sequencing. This is not necessarily a deck I have a lot of experience with. Obviously, it just started. All right, so maybe we're on an opponent who's playing the mono brown deck. Go ahead and get in. Let's get our scry on. Murderous Rider. That seems like a nice piece of removal. We'll probably keep that on top. We can use it as a quick bit of removal. Next turn, we'll be able to play the Wintermourn Knight. Go get another black source. Hopefully, we can outpace our opponent here. And just try to get under their defenses and get after it. So next turn, depending on what they play, we can kill something. We can maul the Skyclaves, or if we draw a land and we want to, Bazu's Acolyte. All right, so I think we just got to go for aggro. So let's go ahead and maul of the Skyclaves. I think it's probably, well, maybe we actually don't. Let's use our mana a little bit better. Drop this. I think it's a black source right now. We look like we might be more into double black stuff. Let's get a counter on our Wintermourn Knight, or Commander, sorry. Go to town. So next turn we have 8 damage just on board. You can get up to 10. All right, so they have a boatload of. Oh, they have also. I forgot about that life gain. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. Removal's not doing all that much. Let's go ahead and. They don't have any multicolor shenanigans, so it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and Skyclaves. We'll drop that on Lieutenant. I don't think it really matters right now. Let's get in. We probably have an obelisk dropping on something. All right, that's fine. We can easily just kill that. 2 creatures. They're back up to 9. Whew, they're getting big, huh? Theoretically, we draw a land. It's a black source. Oof. They're definitely building quickly. That's not a black source. Well, I think we just kind of trying to go for it here. We may just want to kill off the Skyclave Sentinel now. That's a big old boy. So let's just do that now. I think we're just going to go for the attack. This is a lot of... Yeah, okay. Here's our Venerable Knight. Some shenanigans. So are they going to block anything? They're going to take 7. They have a lot of rebuild potential, but they only have 1 card in hand. Yes, they can draw a bunch of cards, but that will take a little bit of mana. All right, no blocks. Oh, sorry, 1 block. Oops. All right. We get a knight, so that's in some extra stuff. So we can kill 1 creature next turn, hopefully, or strip counters to make it not matter. We don't really want them to bring back anything flying, because that's sort of our key right now. Looking to drop an obelisk on something. Seems like a good idea. Probably going to be the Lieutenant. The largest amount of damage. Draw a self card. So 2, 4. Alright, so there's a Skyclave Sentinel. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can still drop an obelisk on something. So they're probably going to block the not, but oh, they're going to block that. Okay. So she's going to make sure we want to make sure the damage. Well, actually, we can't make sure the damage gets through. We just have to strip counters now. So now they can, the damage is done, so they're going to lose the Sentinel, and that's kind of why I waited there. They can still drop it on that if they want to, or they can, I don't think they'll play it on anything else here, but... Yep. Oh, they're going to kill the... Oh, interesting. All right, well, we got our damage through. So that's going to die anyways. They're going to take 4. Go down to 2. We'll play another Venerable Knight, and hope that they aren't going to be too much... rebuildable. All right, so it's a land, so they can only do so much here. That was their only card draw. I guess they could be playing extra cards that lead them to more card draw. I forgot about that. Looking for some way to get out. Man, looking for some removal here. Hopefully we can go a little wide. They don't draw too many more creatures that are going to gain them lives, or this just spells. Put a spell. So they could even be casting like an obelisk or anything and gaining more life. So they're out of gas as far as mana. They got 3 mana. Now they got not very much mana. All right. Very good. Hot Flames. Should have been red, not colorless. Those Hot Flames ears. All right, here we are with Zendikar's Wild Side against Kuroshin. Corrosion. Basically, corrosion. Early removal. 2 tree lands. Yeah, it seems fine. Play this Scryland. Filter something a little bit more reasonable to the top of the deck. Don't really want a trample cycling sort of thing. One drops 1. We want to play nothing this turn. We'll probably just play this guy out as a tap land. Maybe it would have been better to just play the Colony Ambush and then have that up as an option for the future, but all right, looks like we're up against the Is It Spells deck. Whatever Renaissance. All right, so we don't need to go Fabled anymore right now. Let's go ahead and play a Plains type thing. Do we play the Caprador? Do we play our Visionary? This is probably a better card against them because... Or do we play the Ooze? Play the Ooze. I don't want to get this counter. This is probably a pretty powerful card against them because they have a lot of damage-based removal. That one's pretty important because you just can't kill it with non-combat damage. And that's the thing I was worried about. So that probably would have been a better reason to play the Visionary because I do like the Ooze and it's more about what the deck is going for. So that was a little bit of a... not the best thing that we could have done. Just go ahead and get ourselves a forest. Play our Visionary. Draw ourselves a card. Pass the turn. So now I think we're going to play the Caprador next turn, depending on what our opponent does. But that looks like a good idea to us. Ageless Insight. Totally fine. I'm glad that we can get the Caprador down and get after it. I think we're just going to put a counter on this guy right now. Gets him out of shock territory. Play the Caprador, pass. So now we at least have something that's probably going to be pretty resilient. They're going to start drawing loads of cards, which is a little bit of a problem, but hopefully we can get into it, get after it. So next turn we're going to scale the heights onto the Caprador, I think. This is nice with this as well, because that's non-combat damage, so it actually gets counters for fighting, so even if it doesn't kill, it actually gets larger. I don't know if this hand's going to get us there for this match, though. They have a pretty good long game because of the amount of cards they can draw. And we do too, in the sense that we get big, but we're not getting the Ozlith. We don't have a Henge. So we're not into the super part of the deck. At least they're thinking. They're definitely thinking about what they're doing, which is good. I mean, the path to their victory is not as necessarily clear as it could be. Can always return it. That's the other problem against this deck, is that we get a lot of counters. They could bounce. Although I think there isn't a lot of bounce, actually. Still gonna... A lot more cards, so they got to discard and draw 2 cards, so they'll still have to discard, I guess. Probably gonna filter out lands, that makes sense. Man. That is just a lot of, Let's go ahead and do this pre-combat. We want to draw a card. I'm just going to pass here. Can kill something end turn if we feel like we need to. Or we just beef up the Caprador by fighting something. If they play something that's worth fighting, even if we can't kill it necessarily. That's fine. Can actually play the Rex. 2, 4, 6, 7. Hopefully they don't have another Dry Disruption. Oh, I can't play the Rex yet. 2, 4, 6. Oh, it's 9. That's why. I think we do actually play this because we don't want to get Dwar Disruption. So even if we draw a land, I'm okay with having that extra land played. Still have a little bit of removal for if they get into a tussle with us. We theoretically could win by shooting our own creature as well. We could Divine Arrow or Caprador. And I think that's what we're going to do. Because that is victory. Cool. All right, yeah, let's... shoot it. And then smash in. And that's game. I bet you they didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming either. Love that we can do that with our own cards. That's so much fun. That's so much fun. Nuevel, our opponent with the mono brown deck on our side and something else on their side. Is this keepable? Maybe we do keep this. We can spare supplies to draw our 3rd land, maybe. Then we can maybe get there. I feel like not. I mean, this is gross. Not to. I don't want to have that in my hand right now. But at least we can do something. Have the Monument in hand. Monument, I think, really turns this deck on. All right, so there's at least a land that will help us. Cryptic Caves. Do we want to keep another land on top? I think we do, actually, here, because we want to make sure that we can hit our land drops. And that would be, yeah, that would be very good to hit our land drops, because we are playing against the Skyclave deck, which I do believe is probably the best deck in the format right now. Spare supplies, please. Draw ourselves a Sun-Scorched Desert. All right, definitely hitting the Monument. Probably going to play out the Salvager next turn as opposed to anything else we draw. Just we want to have some board's presence. Reliquary Tower. Hang our opponent. Get our Salvager down, pass the turn. So if they play a Knight, we just can't really chump. So that's crummy. Going to combat. I wonder why they waited. That was a little odd. Down to 14. Broom. Play the Broom. Pass the turn. Now, I don't think I want to block just because that'll become a bigger threat next turn. I guess it depends on what they do here. So we'll have access to 5, 6, 7 mana next turn. So if we can survive, we're going to do pretty well. I guess I want to see them put something big in the board that we can get rid of here with Ugin, maybe. Oh, actually, no, because of this... Drana, Bobana... Does the Broom matter? If we play the Forsaken Monument, maybe draw a creature. This is not going to matter because we'll just end up taking 6. Yeah, so I think we go like this. We'll get it. They'll get it back next turn, yes. But then the following turn will Ugin. So I think we'll be okay here. Reliquary Tower. This is any source, right? All right. So next turn we can Ugin. So they'll get the whole. Hopefully they play something and they activate the Drana. Well, they're gonna obviously attack with Drana. Maybe they maul the Skyclave. Get back to Commander. We'll take 6. So I'm pretty happy. That's fine. Put it anywhere you'd like. So now we can wipe the board. So 5 is the magic number. Yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and Ugin the board away. We should be able to get our activation. They're down to 1 card in hand, so get rid of the hand or the board state for our opponent. And then can we 2, 4, 6? Yes, we can get this guy out as a 7 or as a kicker. And that's that. I guess we can sack this. Draw a card anyways. Another land. Pass the turn. Got a big chonker out to block. Play a plains. And they concede. All right, so all right, we are here against Veej with the recommended haunts deck. So we'll see what Veej has us against. This seems all right. I like the cleric rogue. So turn 1. Oh, well, I guess we can't turn 1, but that's okay. We can turn 1 Archfiend's Vessel, or turn 2 Archfiend's Vessel, and with a Scry. I think that's what I'd rather do. So, looks like they're playing Zendikar Gone Wild. Whatever. We will. All right, yeah. Let's try to play it safe. We don't need another land. We have 4. That's probably enough for right now. Get some other action. So they could do like some sort of removal early against this, but I think we just play this next. They don't have anything. Play both of them. Pass the turn. Next turn, we'll be able to take a look at 2 cards with the Exquisitions Expert. Okay. Get the big old Uzi boy. Let's go ahead and scry. Haggard Mauling. Seems good. Let's look at 2 cards from their hand. Any two. Land and the thing is just a land / +1/+1 counter. Alright, Scale of Heights seems gross. Rex I don't care that much about. They may just cycle that themselves. Cobalt Passage for the opponent. Another Ooze. Ooze. Cracks the Fabald Passage. Gets a Forest. Plays an Ozolith. Seems pretty good. Chump with a Archfiend's Vissel. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a island. So we get to pick one of those two cards. So I'm pretty okay with doing a little bit less efficient of a turn and hitting this guy. Let's get that other Ooze out of here. Absolutely. Don't want that Ooze in here. Pass. So things are going to get big. The Ozolith is going to be a problem. So now the Rex is actually a problem. We'll take 5 right now. Because we want to be able to chump once we kill things. So we can Haggard Mauling next turn. I guess they could have some sort of trample thing. Like right now, they could cycle. Deal us 10. It's pretty good. So that's the one we're going to kill once they go to combat. So there's no counters on the Ozolith. Alright. This is still not going to happen, or not going to matter, so let's go ahead and scry, see what we got. Can't cast the Garmol yet. That seems good. We have things to get back, so we're going to keep that. That's going to be 4/7. We'll have to wait, but I think I want to keep that. We have a thing to do next turn. So we'll pass. We could get hit with trample, but... So I hope they don't play a creature so we can get him with Gourmand. The Gourmand or Gourmand. If they play a creature, we're kind of screwed. Then it's going to just get everything. Cool. All right. And they can't get it out from underneath it, so that's pretty good. So at least they lose their thing. So unless they have a hasty thing, that's pretty good. And so we can destroy a small creature, get something back, and make them discard cards if we draw land next turn. Or if we feel if they don't play anything, we can just make them discard. Kind of depends what they do. Kogla is pretty good here. That's not going to get destroyed, is it? Nope, it's getting huge large, too. Oh, boy. But we can get back this thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Kick it. So we're just... Inevitably, we're just going to die to whatever they play. That's not as bad. That is something we can kill with this. Right? CMC 3 or less. They just never go away, though. They just never go away. So I guess they could fight. They may have a fight and then gain life. That's the inscription. Well, I think that's more than 4 if they want to kick it. All right, so there's the land. We want to get back that thing. Target creature we're going to kill, right? Yep. Kill that. And they discard. I think we have to try to push, because whatever they have, I don't think there's haste, but they could have a Kogla, or no, I think there's only one Kogla, but I just kind of need to do something. All right, so they're gonna get us. We're gonna get the Gourmand out. We'll get ourselves a 4/4 flyer, 5/5 flyer. We'll attack in, gain some life. That's the turn. Hopefully they don't draw a creature. That's kind of what the plan is for us. I don't know what else is really in this. Maybe it's a kicker spell because they're counting. Oh, yuck. Okay. So they're getting a big creature. That was actually a really good draw for them. Because now the thing's going to be even huger, and the Ozolith is just going to be huge. Unless they just whiff. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's bad. Are we dead? We're not dead yet. We are not yet dead. Man, though, those counters going everywhere. Oh, and the life gain. I forgot about the life gain. So even if they just have a land on top, or land in hand, that's just not going to matter. Yeah, why not? They don't have any graveyard synergies. Get some creatures off top of their deck. Pass the turn. We could win. We're probably not going to win. But we could win, because anything they have is just plus 15, plus 15, and has trample. So if they just whiff on stuff, then that's pretty good. But I don't think that's going to really happen for the extent of the game. We can put out one of our creatures, maybe. Oh, yeah! That would have been awesome. All right, so we can hit this for... We can't do 6, because that is 9. We have 3, 6, 7. So we can do 4. So I think we'll do that right now for, I guess, 2 is what matters here. At least we got a 5/5, and we make them discard their card. So we could turn around, but you never know. You never know. Seems good. Yeah, just black attack with a 0/4. So maybe we should have kept that 5/5 around, because it would have really turned the clock. Nope, there we go. That's game. Oh my gosh. All right, well, that's okay. We'll sacrifice the Secret Keeper. We're trying, guys. We're trying. We're just, every turn is just bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Down below their starting life total anyways. 10 in the air. Draw land. Sweet, they just drew a land. If we steal this game, I'll feel really good. They just don't need any lifelink. They don't have any lifelink, we'll be okay. Oh man, we stole the game. I guess this deck can really grind. That was really good. I was not expecting to win that game. That was awesome. All right, Seagate Restorations against KOV. Our opponent, KOV. We are on the play. We have some things in our hand. I think we're probably going to keep it. There's nothing crazy bad. They're off with a Scryland. One is not. It looks like they're the. Yeah, we'll keep that one, sure. It might matter. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have that. This is the Skyclave deck, I believe. Yes, I think it is. I think it is indeed. I think we're gonna go ahead and just play this out with a Jwari Disruption up. This is the time it's good. Temple of Malice. We'll just shock this guy, too, if they don't play anything. Just shock it. Enter tapped, and pass the turn. Maybe we'll get a Jwari Disruption off this time. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the best idea because... Oh, if that's all they play, I'm going to be sad. It is... Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Alright, well, let's try to enter hand drop. We're going to drop the double vision here. There's our hand drop. Or land drop. And we have Shock up to kill that Wintermoor Commander, which is pretty good. I should think I'd rather kill the Brawl, Bella of the Brawl. I don't really want another land right now. Play this out, get our Fissure Wizard on board. I think we're going to discard the Jwari Disruption here. Cathartic Reunion. Only good with Riel in this deck, so not loving to see that. Would have rather... I can always discard that to Fissure Wizard. Probably end up doing that. Alright, see what our opponent has. Circle of Loyalty. There she is, right there. That's pretty good. Do we... I think we Fissure Wizard... Looking for a land drop. For Ageless Insight? Or do we Joel... or Riel? Not Joel, Riel. It's Riel? Get some extra draws in here. We found our land, which is good. Well, let's pass. Turn. Alright, legendary spell. Luckily, there's not too many legendaries in there. They can create knights, which is kind of a problem, though. They can do it at instant speed, which is a little bit of a problem. So we'd have to double block here if they're going to attack. Alright, so I'd like to see like a draw spell off the top here so we can Teferi's Ageless Insight, draw a bunch, and then have the Ominous Seas happen. Alright, build a Brawl. So they cannot make a thing here. Okay. That's a card draw spell, but it's a little bit too big for us right now, I think. Right, it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'd rather get this down to draw a whole bunch of cards, so we'll put this in play. And pass. Alright, so what is our road to victory? Riel is really quite good at this on this board when we get certain discard things. It's just to discard spell stuff, right? Yeah, discard one or more, so that's not a huge issue. That's okay with me right now. The Skyclave, that's going to hurt. I have the mana for it right now, too. Go into combat. No attacks. That's interesting. They must be waiting for them all or something like that. Not great when you can only draw one card, but hey, what are you going to do? 7 mana, draw one? That doesn't matter. She doesn't really do anything there. But the Teferi's Ageless Insight helps a little bit. So now we'll get ourselves a good old-fashioned big boy. Got ourselves a big boy. Another Fissure Wizard in hand to gum up the board. Making Bella indestructible. They probably have some removal spells here. Yep. There's that. They do have the mana to make a 2/2. They probably will, so I think we're going to go like this, block like that. Which is a little bit unfortunate that we have to do that way. So draw 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have another Ominous Seas trigger or thing next turn. Probably going to play out their Rider. At least they're not getting the Skyclave. We're just weak to flying. Or we could just do that. That seems like a good idea. Storm's Wrath seems good. Let's see what else we get. Whole bunch of triggers there. We're going to Storm's Wrath the board so we don't have to worry too much about what they're going to play. We have 2 mana left over to do something else if we want. Maybe we just Fissure Wizard here. They get a body on board. So even if they make a knight, doesn't matter. Okay, pass. Getting down to 27 cards in the deck, so that's not super great. We can definitely kick this next turn to try to get ourselves going here. We're going to try to not have the Kraken die. They may have like a Hagra Mauling or something like that. Heartless Act, okay. I feel like we kind of have to take this, or not take this damage, because they can always just get stuff out of nowhere sort of thing. Let's get a Seize trigger up to 4. Let's kick this. It's fine. Rail seems good. That seems good too. I think we'll draw both of those and 2 more. Get some more triggers. Yep. Get a 10/10, no big deal. Temple of Epiphany to see what's on top. Because we don't have a 2-mana spell that we really want to cast right now. Dry Disruption's not going to do anything for us. Let's bottom that. And pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have any more removal that is going to be a problem, but we have 2 creatures that we can get on board here, and then we can bounce 2 things. Don't want to bounce that. I block. It's 8 mana, right? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, so I can get another Ominous Seas down. Let's go to combat. Swing in. So if they try to create stuff, we can bounce the tokens, which is pretty nice. Oh, actually, we should have not bounced. We should have bounced before so they couldn't block. Oops. My bad. My bad. Alright, we can play a Riel and then have... Or we can just have the Insight up. I think that's what we want to do here. because the instead will give us a 10-10. Oh, it's a sorcery. Ouch. Why did I think that was not a sorcery? I feel really bad now. We might just lose. Man, I can't believe I didn't read the card. We'll have to thirst. Because we're not quite there, are we? How close are we, I guess is the question. 7? Alright, well, we can cycle Ominous Seas here. To get our last couple triggers. Guess we'll do both, right? They don't have any sweepers in the deck. We don't have any counter spells to that. No. Resolve? Do they have another removal spell is the question. Maybe they do. That's the blockers, they don't. Not yet, anyways. Do we actually kill the knight here? Don't have any vigilance. Seems good. Alright, cool. Well, it only took most of our deck to do that. How many cards did we draw? 13 left in library. Alright, here we are for Shatterskull Smashing against Soji 45. Soji Baboji. Going against Mono Brown. We're on the draw. I guess this would kind of work. We can go first turn Weasel back if we wanted to. See what we draw. Scries at the top. We draw Forest. We get down to that red cap. If we can go aggro, we could probably go aggro hard. 9 stone. Pass to us. Attack for 1. Play a Florahedron. Hedron Archive, Sorcerer's Broom. Another Ironcrag Feet. Let's scry. Taking the damage. Player Florahedron pass. So I can't even Ironcrag into this unless we draw a Mountain, which is a little bit unfortunate. Alright, big old Keepy Boy is going to hold our opponent's board pretty well. Alright, let's go ahead and fetch up some lands. We want the red in our hand. Get down a Rada, and no attacks. So now we can go into the Chromatic Orrery, which doesn't really do all that much. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of brooms for our opponent. Skyclave Sentinel. Another blocker. If only she had trample. That'd be pretty cool. Yep. Yep. All the beaters for our opponent. Do we just cycle this guy? Play this out. I have no idea. I guess this is for like pumping, maximum pumping and stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and... Can I cast this? I can. I can cast this right now. But it's not going to do all that much. I kind of want to draw 5 cards. Or 3 cards, sorry. Pass. I don't really know, like, what we're trying to do here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands in play. If I'm gonna draw 3 is not all that great. Gonna draw 3 cards. Gonna probably activate those brooms. Nope. Looking for something else. Makes sense. Probably looking for a monument, which they are 1 land short of casting right. Oh no, they have 5. Ejin Archive. Mindstone. Spare Siplas. They are out of things to to tap for mana. All right, I think we just have to start pushing. So those just die to like anything, so it's not even good. That's pretty lame. Ah, that's something that's useful. That's something that's definitely useful. All right. All right, so if they don't go off with life gain, can we just win here? 1, 2. So this is costs 4. Ah. So we'll only do 4. So we do 4 and we only have 3, so 3. I don't think we want to waste it, right? If we can do it next turn. I don't think we can do 17, though. Can we do it? So she's 3. So we play Rada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 6 mana to do it. We can do it once, which is going to make her a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 9. That's only 12. If we Ironcrag Feet, that gives us 7 mana. Or we just Shatterskull Smashing and just destroy everything? Or not everything, a bunch of things? So we want to do, if 6, we want to do 6. We're going to do 7. So now with that out of the way, we can get her down. And then maybe next turn, we can do our thing. Let's do this. All right, let's do this. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Okay, we pay 4. We get 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 5 is 17. Minus 3 is 14. So that's 2 times. So I think we... No blocks. All right, we're going to get it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I don't know if that is what you're supposed to do with this deck, but it was worth it. All right? That was worth it. It was awful, but it was worth it. All right, here we are with our Social Hour deck against the Secret Owl. The Secret Owl. It's very secret. All right, Social Hour deck is about cycling and warriors, and we're against Mono Brown. It'd be most of our opponents these days. I think we keep this. The Seasoned Howlblade's pretty cool. We'll start off with the Rugrin, Rugrin, Rigiran, Rubino. Probably going to play out the Seasoned Howlblade next turn. Pass. And I think we'll probably go Ironcrag Pyromancer. Cycle a Stinger the next turn. So we'll do 6 damage theoretically next turn. So we could theoretically do something. I guess they could tap. That's 3 mana. No, alright. So we're probably going to be able to attack next turn. So really we just got to hope they don't have anything right now. Or coming up next turn, I think. Let's cycle a Stinger. Probably should have played the Stinger first, then cycle. Get that extra point of damage, might have made a difference. I think we honestly, I think we save the cycling for our turn so we can get a trigger on this. We might be able to do... That's if they don't play any blockers, that's 3, 6, 7, 8 damage. 9 damage. 4. That's 5 mana. So can't really... That's +6 for 5. We'll see what our opponent's got. I think I'd prefer to not play the coordinated charge. Alright, so they got a Broom. That's going to make a little bit annoyance. So really, I wonder if this is just about getting all of... Oh, that stinks. Getting all your stuff into the... Yeah, that really stinks. Alright, so we could Journey to Oblivion that. I feel like that's better saved for a monument, though. Do we cycle here? I think we cycle here to kill the Broom. We have Warrior, Wizard, and Wizard. We do not have Rogue. We just ditched a Cleric. We just play this. And then pass. And then maybe next turn we can go Coordinated Charge for the win. Yeah, I mean, if they don't do any board affecting things, we could try to Journey to Nowhere, or sorry, Journey to Oblivion, and then we'll have the Coordinated Charge maybe for the win, something like that. Sacking for the Mind Stones. They're digging for things. They got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Digging. They're digging. This is looking good for us. If they can't really make a board presence, then we can just get rid of their thing and then attack. And that's game. Okay, this deck is the worst. I found it the worst out of all in the social party or social call or whatever, but they just ran out of things to do, so worked out for us. All right, those are the games. I hope you enjoyed them. I had a lot of fun with the majority of these decks. There were some that I did not enjoy. Power ranking wise, I think we're gonna go with the Lost Skyclave is for me probably number one. Those were I felt like the easiest games against sort of any kind of deck. For the most part, most of what I ran up against was the Relics of Yesteryear. That mono brown deck was a big opponent most of the time. Lost Skyclave just seemed to perform very well for me, and it was also a pretty easy deck to function. It was aggressive enough that you could do some aggressive stuff to get under the Relics of Yesteryear, and it also had enough removal that you can go a little bit longer in the game. Number 2 is probably Zendikar's Wild Side. I definitely sort of thought those two decks were going to be the best to begin with. The Wild Side was okay. I think it's still good. I don't know if it's great, but I think it's probably second place. The power rankings don't really matter that much. Just giving you, I guess, the how games went for me sort of thing. Third would be Mono Brown. It definitely could really do the thing when it wanted to do the thing. If they didn't get into the Ugin or the Monument soon or early in the game, they just didn't. They just sort of spun their wheels and drew cards. If they could land a Monument, generally they got out of pace with anything that you could do as far as them getting so much life, their little dirtles being big creatures, that sort of thing. And then most of these other decks were very susceptible to Ugin just coming down and just wiping the board, and then they can just win the game. So that was a pretty powerful deck. It's just the consistency wasn't always there. Number 4 is probably Dimir. I found that to be a lot of fun to play. It was grindier than the other decks. It felt more like a standard deck sort of thing that is a little bit more fun. Number 5 was Izzet. I felt like you could really do a lot of fun things with that. Drawing a bunch of cards, a lot of fun. You did have to watch out about milling yourself or drawing yourself out of the game. So that was a lot of fun. The last 2 decks I didn't have as much fun with. Shatterskull Rocks, number 6. It was just okay. I did like the way we managed to win the game, which was with the fling, but otherwise it was meh. And then Social Hour was just awful. I had to play so many games to get a game that was somewhat worth watching. And even that wasn't really worth it. So definitely, that is to say maybe we're always up against Mono Brown with that deck, and maybe that's just a really bad matchup. And it is, because this can be sort of aggressive, but not always. And like the Zenith Flares don't really necessarily do it because you just don't have a huge amount of cycling things, but I don't know. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy that we get these sweet arts. I think they're gorgeous. Even if I don't like play the cards a lot, they're just great. I love these arts. I hope they have them in the other Zendikar events, the festivals, and things like that. So if you haven't played it, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of variety in the decks. You can do whatever you want as long as that can beat mono brown, because that's what everyone else wants to do. So all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to try to make some more festival videos, and I'll talk to you soon. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.